The new Mark 8.5 Golf GTI Edition 50 in depth. I'm going to go through everything about this car. Yeah, today is kind of like the full announcements of all the details, and you can see it here in its gorgeous tornado red, one of the two exclusive colors to the Edition 50 range. Yeah, I'm super excited to go through this in depth. This is the first time I've been shown this information. I've been given this early access to be able to provide it to you when the oh, it's all announced. I'm sort of getting too excited even just speaking here, sharing this car. Celebrating 50 years of the GTI, the Edition 50. Yeah, you can obviously see some new little touches here, and we'll go through them in depth. We'll go through all the images. We'll go through the extra power. We'll go through the specification that comes kind of as standard as this car. Really excited about this color, Tornado Red, along with the other color too. You can just see the GTI 50th badge shown there on the spoiler. Yeah, it's an exciting video. I'm going to go through everything I can from the press release of this car to give you all the details about it, when it's going to be available to kind of order. And yeah, let's go and let's get straight stuck into this stunning GTI Edition 50. So let's go through the initial basics of the GTI Edition 50. So straight away of this car, it's an exclusive anniversary model, and it has 239 kilowatts, 325 PS, and torque of 420 newton meters. That's now up from the previous sort of like club sports or any sort of GTI. It's incredible. So the most powerful production GTI, as it's kind of shown there, offers outstanding driving dynamics and numerous design highlights. Optional GTI performance package with performance chassis, 19-inch alloy wheels, semi-slick tyres, Akprovich titanium exhaust raises driving dynamics to a new level. Those semi-slick tyres are incredible, and in fact actually setting sort of like the fastest production of Volkswagen model around the Nordschleife is pretty impressive. Yeah, just amazing. The world premiere is going to be the 24 hours at the Nürburgring. So yeah, let's just go through a little bit of this kind of highlights. So it says, Volkswagen is presenting new Golf GTI Edition 50 at the 24 Hours of Nürburgring. In 2026, the Golf GTI will celebrate its 50th anniversary, and the brand is marking this special event with this outstanding special model. With an output of 239 kilowatts, 325 PS, the Golf GTI Edition 50. I kind of recognise it doesn't say Club Sport, it's just saying it's called the Golf GTI Edition 50, which I quite like, is going down in history as the most powerful production Golf GTI to date. Production of the exclusive special model is scheduled to start at Wolfsburg at the end of 2025, so the Golf GTI Edition 50 can be delivered to customers promptly for the start of its anniversary year from the first quarter of 2026. It goes on to sort of say how successful the GTI has been. I mean, I've always loved them. I've always loved the anniversary models. My highlight being the GTI Edition 40, actually. The Club Sport version of that. This is why I'm really liking Volkswagen at the moment. They're really sort of showing that brand, you know, the Golf, the GTI, it's still here. And yeah, it's saying it all. The CEO sort of saying that as well here. I mean, I won't go through all of it because I want to show you some of these images and sort of like the video, and also the extra features as well, and how it's kind of obviously the fastest and most powerful production model to date. So first class driving dynamics, including on the racetrack. The Golf GTI Edition 50 is the fastest and most powerful GTI to date. It mentions about the performance package, mentions from the head of chassis development, a newly tuned DCC Sports chassis, a finely adjusted front differential lock, and the high precision progressive steering delivered enhanced dynamic performance to the anniversary model. And it goes on to say we've incorporated our experience from 50 years of GTI development into the optional performance chassis. An option I would recommend going for. Combination with the semi-slick tyres, which are very important, improve the grip level, and that's how it basically goes so fast and is just awesome. It's set a time of 7 minutes 46 seconds, which is pretty incredible. More power, more agility, 300 PS. So is the normal GTI Club Sport, and so it's up by 25 PS basically. It's 325 and significantly higher than the 265 of the standard GTI. Torque has been increased to 320 newton meters. That's up by 20 from the Club Sport and 50 from the standard GTI. The chassis of the Golf GTI Edition 50 has been further refined and adapted to the higher power output. A McPherson front axle and 4-link rear axle from the basic output. Overall, the anniversary model is 15mm lower than the basic configuration. And it says the optional GTI performance package, which I'm just going to say, option it. This is an anniversary model. Do it, buy it. Haven't got pricing yet, but you know, as soon as I know anything further, obviously I'll share you that. It might even be somewhere sort of further in these documents. I mean, let's check it out. So basically, for people who like it even sportier, if you like a GTI and you want something special, the GTI Performance Package, Performance Chassis exclusive for the GTI Edition 50. Due to higher spring rates, the natural frequency at the front and rear axles has been increased by around 20%. This results in better support characteristics, a much more direct response, and a lower tendency to roll and pitch. With further lowering by 5mm, the Golf GTI Edition 50 is 20mm lower than the standard Golf. Adaptive suspension mounts optimize the response time for dynamic excitation, if I can get my words out. The package also comes with 235 Potenza Race semi-slick tyres from Bridgestone on 19-inch Varmanor forged wheels, as well as a lightweight R-Performance exhaust system with rear silencer and titanium. That's the Akrapovic exhaust. The Bridgestone tyres are brand new development that provide more grip with less rolling resistance and are around 1.1 kilos lighter per tyre. This is just the tyre than the standard tyres. With a weight of only 8 kilograms per rim, the forged wheels, the Varmanor wheels, are around 3 kilograms lighter than the standard 19-inch wheel rim. In addition, the Akrapovic titanium exhaust system saves a further 11 kilograms. All these little bits really do add up, and obviously that increases the power. You might think, oh, 325, it's still down on the 333 of the Golf R, but this is way a lot less, a good chunk less than the Golf R. Oh, so let's see. Exclusive anniversary equipment. The GTI Edition 50 boasts numerous highlights inside and out, which we're going to go through all the pictures and bits, combined with the red seat belts, the sporty seats with check pattern, a line in racing green and synthetic velour elements create a high quality ambiance with a motorsport touch. The newly designed multifunction leather sports steering wheel features trim with the GTI 50 logo, together with the integrated shift paddles. For the 7-speed DSG, it offers real motorsport feeling. The seats and steering wheel are thus the interfaces to the exceptional chassis and engine of the Golf GTI Edition 50. On the exterior, the GTI 50 logo is placed on the roof spoiler and the insides of the exterior mirrors. Other exclusive features include special trim on the door sills, a roof with black paintwork, black exterior mirror housing, and black tailpipe trims on the exhaust system. So that's really cool. That's basically if you didn't go for the Akrapovic exhaust, I believe it's more sort of blacked out. It's got almost like a black pack kind of sort of done, but the front has still got the red bar, which is signature of the GTI. That's my understanding. A striking side stripe on the side members with a color gradient from black to tornado red, additionally underlining the sporty character of the vehicle. 5 exterior colours, this is the exciting part, are planned for the GTI Club Edition 50. In addition to the characteristic pure white, these are Moonstone Grey, Grenadilla Black Metallic, and exclusively for the anniversary model, so I'd recommend going for these two, Dark Moss Green Metallic. I've never seen anything like that before on a Golf or a GTI or anything, so I'm super excited to see. And Tornado Red. Tornado Red is the colour that has been synonymous with high-performance Volkswagen vehicles over the decades since 1986. Numerous models of their time have worn the distinctive paint colour. GTI TCR, for example, the Golf VR6. Yeah, and it's just super, super exciting. We'll just go through the last sort of like 30 seconds of this sort of walk around the car. You can see the wheels in red. You know what? I think it's quite striking. And you've got the center cap, which doesn't move as you turn it around. Yeah, a few of my subscribers have actually fitted that to their normal Club Sport. So that's cool that it's there. Yeah, you see those Potenza race tyres with the Varmanor wheels. That's the big thing. That's how it got its lap time. That's really, really important. Yeah, there's the Akrapovic titanium exhaust too. We'll see the car here on the move and looking good too. I love Tornado Red. It's a great colour. I've always liked it. It's very signature for a GTI. I quite like the wheels as well, I'll be honest. I like how the centre caps sort of stay in place and, you know, it's almost like Rolls-Royce-like. The black roof, the 50 on the side. The black sort of rear GTI badge, so it's a bit more tinted in that aspect, and the black exhaust tips if you don't go for the Akrapovic, but then at the front you still get the red bar, so it's a nice car. I mean, subjective. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you're thinking of this so far with the details that I've kind of described to you, and yeah, whether or not you like it, what you think so far. Yeah, get involved in the comments, and we'll continue with this all like in depth of the GTI Edition 50 as it's kind of moving through the lanes. and yeah, getting up to speed with that extra power. Something that I do want to show is just some of the images of the car, and yeah, I mean, it looks nice. This is just on the Nürburgring Nordschleife. I mean, the colours to go for are the green and the red. I mean, that's, for me, it's exclusive to the Edition 50. I wouldn't option it with anything else. That's subjective to me straight away. And I love how it's got sort of like the red bar sort of retaining, see the black stripe as well. Really good looking car. But Volkswagen have put effort in. They haven't just slung a few things in. They've really honed the dynamics of the car. There's things which are specific to the Edition 50 you can't get on any other model. You know, lowering the car by 20 millimeters with the sort of like the extras it was mentioning with the performance, yeah, enhanced pack, and it just every little bit, the weight saving, unsprung weight as well with the wheels and the tires, and the, you know, it just makes a huge difference. I kind of like the darkened lights at sort of the rear. Obviously, this is the Mark 8.5 facelift, the extra power as well. It was a mega lap to kind of set the yeah, set such an incredible time for a Golf GTI, just a normal production car in that sense. And yeah, I love these images, well sort of taken, obviously on a bit of a photo shoot day there from Volkswagen. And yeah, it's definitely a car that can kind of compete and really actually offer something which I really like, which is actually how the car feels and drives. It's not necessary, it is its function as well as sort of aesthetics. Whereas in the past, if I look at, say, the GTI Club Sport 45, it was more aesthetics. There wasn't enough sort of changed in sort of like the honing its skills and its ability on track, for example, or on sort of like a fun road. Love the front end of the new yeah, of the new generation Mark 8.5. The wheels, those ones are actually the Queenstown wheels with that specific design as well, sort of slightly in red. Yeah, preference, obviously you can go for whatever you want. That's the first time you guys are going to see the steering wheel. So the GTI 50 steering wheel looks really classy. They've actually done something which is specific for the anniversary model, and the wheel is being redesigned as well, which is nice. Discs and brakes I believe are the same, but they're really, well, they're large from the Club Sport anyway. And yeah, some further sort of like images as we go through here, all in tornado red. What do you think of those wheels? Are they your cup of tea, or you know, would you go for them? I know they did the blue on sort of like the 20 years of the Golf R, so perhaps this is that sort of signature as well. And you've got the gloss black details around on inside. The GTI 50, I like it. It's on the wing, so you kind of know. Yeah, it looks good as well. Part of that, obviously, the club, well, the Edition 50 has the spoiler, and you can see a little bit more in detail there. The Akrapovic titanium exhaust back box obviously saves weight and improves sort of like the noise. And I'll show you a bit of the sound as well in this video as well, because I have got some driving footage too. Finally, a side seal. So this is something when I was comparing a Club Sport recently in a video to a Polo GTI, and the Polo GTI had the side seal and the Club Sport didn't. This now does. Thank you, VW. Just adds every little touch, makes a big difference. I like the interior, and what you might notice as well is it's, I believe, this is my understanding, first of all, the seats look mega, really mega from this angle. Hasn't really gone into too much details. You can see sort of like the GTI 50 and the black door mirrors, which I like. You've got the GTI 50 on the wheel. The pedals, the actual for the brake and the accelerator, are red, which is cool. I don't know if that's specific with the, if you go for tornado red, but that's what I can see here, and the red stitching really sort of encompassing what a GTI is all about. And yeah, you've got another sort of view there. The GTI 50, you see those there we go. So that's cool. I like that. I just think it's quirky, a little bit different. And with the red mats as well. The GTI seats, so you've got a little bit of tartan down the side, plus with leather around it. And they look quite body hugging as well. I don't know if there's any more redesign in terms of compared to a normal, say, Club Sport, but really nice touches and really well put together. Red seat belts as well kind of add to it. Again, my understanding is this is going to be a part of if you go for Tornado Red, because it might not make sense on other colours. You got it kind of stacked up against the other Golf GTIs, which I quite like. You know, why not? Why not show it all through the generations? From the Mark IV to sort of like all the way to the Mark V to the Mark VI GTI. And then you've got obviously the Mark VII GTI. And now you've got the Mark 8.5 facelift edition 50. So I said to you guys this was going to be in depth. So we're going to get the full information here, because this is the main huge, well, I say huge document, but I think it's useful. You know, if you want to watch a video which shows you everything you need to know, just one video, this is going to be it basically. And I hope you're finding it useful, and do give it a like, and yeah, and check out my channel. You know, I'm a VW guy, so yeah, you're going to get to see plenty more stuff to come. And obviously, I'm looking forward to trying this one out as soon as possible, really. As soon as it's available, sort of from Volkswagen, I'll be sending them an email to get a chance to share it with you. So the power hike, that is a noticeable difference over, say, like a normal Club Sport, which actually only has 300 PS. The torque as well makes a nice little bit of difference. Mentions about the GTI performance package, mentions about the 19-inch alloy wheels and the tyres, and just how just successful the Golf GTI has been throughout their history for the 50 years. So celebrate it. Do what you can with basically with a lot of legislation, a lot of restrictions these days. It's got that 2-litre EA engine with its revised sort of power output. It's a petrol engine and it's still here. So it might be the last one. I can't guarantee it's not going to go hybrid or electric in the future. So this is it really. And we've mentioned about the driving dynamics on the racetrack and how Benny Loiter set an incredible time on the Nordschleife. That was pretty sensational. In fact, actually, here's that lap. And you can see, yeah, I'll be honest, to save you the time of watching this whole lap, the 7 minutes, 46 seconds, the credit's got to go to the driver. He absolutely sent this. Decent tyres, really refined chassis, slightly lighter weight as well, with all those little bits adding up. Suboptimal conditions, like you can see it's clearly quite damp, and it's not exactly it looks quite cold as well, I believe, from what they were saying. And yeah, fair play. It's a production car which can really get itself going, so fair play to that, and fair play to Benny. Yeah, top guy, really a VW enthusiast as well, let alone someone who does a lot of testing for them all the way back in sort of like the Mark 7 with the Club Sport S. Yeah, super exciting. Yeah, and we mentioned, so basically, I believe this is actually a quote from Benny saying the Edition 50 is more precise and sporty Volkswagen than I've ever seen. It reminds me a lot of the GTI Club Sport S from 2016. That was a limited run car and with no back seats as well. Yeah, enhanced for performance too. They've really honed it at the Nürburgring as well, which makes sense from Volkswagen. You know, it's literally on their doorstep, so take advantage of such an undulating track, which is quite good. I'm based in the UK, so on British B roads, or if you've got bumpy roads in your sort of region, that's kind of that's obviously an advantage. And just how the power has kind of gone up from back from 1976, going from 110 PS now to 325 PS is pretty incredible. The engine, high performance EA Evo 4 LK3, is a modified version of the drive for the most powerful GTI to date, which was the GTI Club Sport 300 PS. And thanks to internal engine measures, the Volkswagen engine team have succeeded in increasing the output by 25 PS. They got 33 PS out of the Golf R, so they're keeping it a little bit lower. But with this car, if it's lighter weight, for me, it's going to be faster. Certainly, yeah, it's to only be sort of what 8 PS down, it's nothing really. Yeah, and also for the torque to be increased as well, it's quite cool, to 420 Newton meters. So nice. The engine is coupled with a fast action 7-speed direct shift gearbox with ratio stepping that blends particularly well with acceleration characteristics. When the full power is requested, the Golf GTI Edition 50 accelerates from standstill to around to 100 kilometers an hour in around 5.5 seconds. From 0 to 200, the new special model takes 16.8, which is 1.6 seconds less than the standard GTI Club Sport. And the maximum speed will probably be, I love how it says probably in a press release, that's funny, 270 kilometers limited. The chassis, so Volkswagen have further refined the chassis of the Golf GTI Edition 50 and adapted it to the higher power and McPherson strut, which I kind of explained before. Special model is 15 milliliter lower, but it's the optional performance pack which you've kind of got to be going for to really refine things further, getting it down. So this is just, I just love it when it says stuff like this. So among other things, this includes high performance pivot bearings on the front axle and the camber changed to 2 degrees. Obviously the camber, it can be based on, obviously if you're driving on the road, they'll sometimes be like offset. Makes a huge difference to the way a car drives. So they're really honing it in. This enables a much more direct steering response, higher cornering speeds, more lateral acceleration, and thus improving tracking. Due to higher spring rates, the natural frequency at the front and rear axles has been increased by around 20%. This results in better sport support characteristics, a much more direct response, and a lower tendency to roll and pitch. The GTI Edition 50 uses harder transverse link and suspension strut mountings from the MQB modular system for more direct handling and less elasticity. Double double shear hub carriers are installed on the rear axle to reduce understeer. The rear axle now responds even better, seems stiffer, and feels more precise. As a result, the GTI Edition 50 offers even a more direct driving experience, and the pure GTI is more pronounced, lowered by a further 5 millimeters. Is 20 millimeters lower than the standard Golf. That's with the optional performance package. Adaptive suspension mounts optimize response time for dynamic excitation. Package also includes 235 section semi-slick tires on 19-inch Varminor forged wheels and a lightweight Aquavage exhaust. The semi-slicks tires from Bridgestone are a brand new development that provide more grip and less rolling resistance. And around, well, I mentioned about the weight savings before. For all of it combined, overall, the anniversary model with the GTI performance package is almost 30 kilograms lighter. So that's pretty good. It mentions about the tyres, and obviously that's being tested quite a lot in conjunction on the Nürburgring with Bridgestone. Again, makes the car higher grip. It's the only contact points you have with the road. I don't know why manufacturers don't take it more seriously, and Volkswagen have. And it meets the demands of the racetrack and on the road. I mean, perhaps in the wet it might be a little bit challenging, but although it does say here, it says in order to meet not only the standards of the racetrack but also those of everyday life on the road, the structural design offers reduced rolling resistance, and the tyre compound concept boasts a high level of grip both on wet and dry roads. Obviously, more optimised for the dry, I should say. The tyres developed and produced in Europe prove the high robustness of Bridgestone tyres under extreme conditions. Progressive steering. So that's something I actually have on my Mark 7 Golf I. It does make a huge difference to a car. And it's installed as standard on the GTI Edition 50. So that comes as part of it. Conventional steering systems operate on the basis of a fixed ratio. In contrast, GTI steering uses a progressive ratio. This significantly reduces the effort required to steer when maneuvering and parking on winding country roads and when cornering. The more direct design of the progressive steering system offers a noticeably more dynamic response. In terms of technology, progressive steering is essentially differentiated from the basic steering system by variable steering rack and pinion gearing, as well as a more powerful electric motor. The progressive steering was perfected for the new Golf GTI and the GTI Club Sport, and has been adapted for the GTI Edition 50 by means of a new steering software. The new software was also used in parallel to comprehensively refine the properties of the GTI steering. The steering linearity and precision characteristics of the GTI DNA, as well as spontaneous response to steering commands, have noticeably been improved. So it mentions about the front differential lock. The Edition 50 is equipped with an electronically controlled front differential lock as standard. Compared with purely mechanical systems, the differential lock offers benefits including a variable locking level depending on the ESC system and XDS electronic differential lock functions. Thanks to a multi-plate clutch, the differential lock improves traction and handling in fast corners, thus enhancing performance and ultimately making the car awesome in every single way, and particularly for a front-wheel drive car as well. It helps with sort of traction and getting it kind of around. Vehicle Dynamics Manager, the control center of the GTI chassis. That's so cool. It's brilliant just how it all works. Everything comes encompassing together. And it's seemingly specific to the GTI Edition 50. And just awesome. So DCC, Dynamic Chassis Controller Standard. And I think when you see stuff like that, it kind of makes me realize that you should just option DCC. They clearly optimize the car when Benny's testing these things with DCC. And so it's the only GTI to be equipped with DCC as standard. It doesn't say if that's specific to any region. It just says for all of them. So that's cool. And that's just the dynamic chassis control. It reacts to sort of like obviously be firmer or softer with plenty of sort of settings you can kind of change between. And no doubt that's going to be specific to the Edition 52. For even more harmonious integration of the DCC into the modified environment of the steering system, the application of the controlled shock absorbers has been comprehensively revamped. And it does say that for all GTI models, I should say. The Eco, Comfort, Sport, Special, and individual profiles are available in the GTI Edition 50. And it just mentions the standard sort of obviously Eco is economical, Comfort is comfortable, Sport is sporty, and Special is sort of like the Nürburgring setting, which probably set the lap record on. And that's exactly what it says. In Special mode, systems are matched to track to track the characteristics of the Nürburgring Nordschleife. Yeah, it just makes everything perfect, and that's not necessarily making the DCC really firm. It's just to suit the track. It mentions about the Sport Plus as well that you can kind of choose between. I wonder what it says here. So it's particularly suitable. It is a brake pressure dependent dynamic shift program in which the Edition 50 can engage the appropriate gear, pulling the right paddle once in the S Plus profile switches to manual mode. Oh, cool. In this mode, automatic upshifting is prevented, so it won't automatically upshift, allowing the vehicle to be driven up to the engine speed limiter. This mode helped Benny Loiter achieve the record lap and made the sporty compact car the fastest production model. We'll check out, obviously I've shown you the pictures, but basically the red stripe and the radiator grille is a GTI's iconic insignia, which is interesting for people who respect the black pack on their GTIs. I think Volkswagen have realised they want to keep that. Doesn't look like that can be taken away now, and I'm kind of happy about that, but interested to know your thoughts on that one. And plenty of new features. The radiator grille has a horizontal LED stripe as standard. There is a red line characteristic of the Golf GTI. Just trying to see if there's anything specific to the Edition 50. To match, the Volkswagen logo at the front are illuminated. The V and W, as well as the circle around the letters, are framed in light colours. To match the rest of the anniversary models look, the front badge of the Edition 50 is illuminated in a darkened design. IQ headlights, so there's nothing really changed with that. 19-inch Queenstown wheels with a red glazed finish, that's what you saw on the pictures. And new GTI inserts emphasise the bold appearance of the Golf GTI Edition 50. Visually frozen GTI characteristics in the rim make the GTI lettering legible, even when the wheels are rotating. So that's cool. That's what we saw before. The GTI 50 logo is placed on the roof spoiler and the inner sides of the exterior mirrors and creates a unique visual identity from every angle. I like it on the mirrors. It makes you remind you what you're in. Other exclusive features include a black painted roof. I believe they're all going to have black painted roofs from that standing. Black exterior mirror housing and black tailpipes. Yeah, elements on the exhaust system. A striking side stripe with a colour gradient from black to tornado red additionally underlines the sporty characteristics of the vehicle. Privacy glass for the rear windows. 5 dynamic colours available for the Edition 50. Pure white, moonstone grey, grenadilla black. So those 3 I wouldn't go for. Dark moss green metallic and tornado red. You got to go for one of those. The interior has been sort of changed as well with the Edition 50. So looks really, really exciting as well. The sporty seats with check pattern, as I've kind of shown you. A line in racing green and synthetic colour, synthetic velour elements. Yeah, that's quite cool, isn't it? For the Motorsport Touch. Premium sports seats, the ergonomic design, good seating position, even during high performance driving. Multifunction leather steering wheel with the GTI 50 logo, and a large trim cover in dark anodized aluminium. Together with the integrated shift paddles, it offers the Motorsport feel. The seats and steering wheel are thus the interfaces of the exceptional chassis and engine of the GTI Edition 50. And it mentions the insignia in the interior includes the red seat belts, front and outer rear seats, black in conjunction with the optional proactive occupant protection system. Okay, so if you go for that, you won't get it in red. You got to get it for red. The rubber pads for the pedals. They're rubber pads in the footwells. They're designed in the colours red and silver. Special GTI 50 floor mats with sewn-in GTI badges underline the exclusive status of the anniversary edition. Further custom features include the steel panel mouldings with Edition 50 lettering and the interior door handles, which are finished in dark anodized aluminium to match the trim cover on the steering wheel. The exclusive key with the with the GTI 50 logo makes starting the special models special every single time. Mentions about the infotainment system, we won't go too much into that. But although, yeah, I wonder if it will also be available in 2 different versions in the GTI. Ready to discover. Navigation system. Both systems are equipped with a touchscreen. The new tablet side scale. Well, that's interesting. I wonder if it's changed. Navigation system available as an upgrade. Navigation is standard. That's the only difference between the 2. The driver can assign. I'm just trying to see if there's anything specific. No, it's just the chat GPT stuff. That's all the same for the same ones. Mentions about the rev counter, GPS monitor, nothing's changed there. And the final technical details is 2-litre EA AAA engine, EA AAA Evo 4 LK3, which is a yeah, 325 PS, 239 kilowatts, 420 newton meter torque, front wheel drive, 7-speed direct shift gears, box, 270 kilometer hours limited, acceleration 0 to 100, 5.5, 0 to 200 kilometers an hour, 16.8. Brakes, 18-inch with 2-piston floating calipers at the front. Length, 4,289 millimeters. Width, 1,789 millimeters without exterior mirrors. Wheelbase, 2,627 millimeters. We'll just go through a little bit more of the inside, yeah, and let me know what you think in the comments. I'll play a little bit of the sound of the GTI, just to, yeah, give you an idea of what that's like. And yeah, what do you think? Is it any good? Comment below. That's going to be the key. And yeah, I'm happy they're still making it. I can't believe it. GTI 50 edition is here, and yeah, soon to be available to order as well. So fair play VW. Yeah, just for making it. Really top work.